Maya Chen was only 9 years old the first time she saw the photograph. And even then, something deep inside her chest pulled tight like a thread being yanked from a spool. She had come to the Whitmore estate with her mother, Elena, who worked as a seasonal gardener for the mansion's sprawling grounds every autumn. Maya was supposed to wait by the iron gate, but curiosity had always been her most powerful force. And when a young groundskeeper left the side door propped open, she slipped inside without a second thought. The marble hallway was longer than her entire apartment building, lined with tall framed paintings and polished side tables holding crystal vases full of white lilies. She walked slowly, her sneakers squeaking against the floor, her eyes wide with wonder, until she reached the grand sitting room and stopped dead. There on the wall, among a gallery of framed photographs, was her mother's face. Not a stranger who looked like her. Not someone similar. It was Elena Chen, young and laughing, standing arm in arm with a girl Maya had never seen, both of them wearing matching yellow dresses, their heads tilted together like two flowers leaning toward the same sun. Maya's heart hammered. She stepped closer, squinting at the silver frame, reading the small handwritten label at the bottom. Elena and Vivian, summer 1989. "What are you doing in here?" The voice came sharp from behind her. Maya spun around to find a girl her own age standing in the doorway, wearing a white dress and an expression that sat somewhere between suspicion and curiosity. Her dark hair was perfectly braided, her shoes were spotless, and everything about her radiated a world Maya had only ever seen on television. "I'm sorry," Maya whispered. That photo. That's my mom." The girl walked forward slowly, studying Maya's face, then studying the photograph, then studying Maya again. "That's my mother, too," she said quietly. "The other one. That's Vivian Whitmore, my mother." The two girls stood in silence for a long moment, both of them staring at the image of two laughing young women who had clearly once loved each other like sisters. "They know each other?" Maya asked. The girl, whose name she would soon learn was Sophie, shook her head slowly. "No. My mother never talks about the past. She says some memories are too heavy to carry into the present." Maya didn't fully understand those words then, but they stayed with her the way certain sentences do, folded quietly into the back of the mind until the moment comes to unfold them. That moment came 6 years later, when Maya was 15 and her mother Elena fell seriously ill. The medical bills arrived like a flood, and Maya, desperate, did the only thing she could think of. She wrote a letter to Vivian Whitmore. She didn't ask for money. She simply told the truth. She wrote about the photograph on the wall, about meeting Sophie that autumn afternoon, about her mother working the garden every year with quiet dignity, and about how Elena sometimes hummed an old song while she worked, one she called the Yellow Dress Song, though she never explained where it came from. 3 days later, a black car arrived outside their apartment. Vivian Whitmore stepped out, elegant, composed, silver-haired, and stood at their door with her eyes already full of tears before Elena even opened it. What followed was not a dramatic revelation, but something quieter and more powerful. A reunion of two women who had been best friends as girls, separated by a bitter family feud that neither of them had caused or chosen. Vivian's father had forbidden the friendship when Elena's family lost everything in a business collapse, calling them unsuitable company. Vivian had been sent abroad to boarding school without being allowed to say goodbye. Elena had spent decades believing she had simply been abandoned by the one person she trusted most. They sat in Maya's small kitchen and cried and talked for 4 hours. Vivian covered every medical expense without hesitation, but more than that, she gave Elena back something that no amount of money could purchase. The truth that she had never been forgotten, never been abandoned, that across 30 years and all that silence, she had been missed every single day. Sophie and Maya, watching from the hallway, looked at each other with the particular understanding of children who have just witnessed something that reshapes the world. "You saved them," Sophie whispered. Maya shook her head. "The photograph did. I just asked the question." Elena recovered. The two families became one extended, improbable, beautiful circle, and Maya learned that the most powerful thing a person can do in a moment of fear is simply tell the truth and trust that Kindness, even when buried under decades of silence, never truly dies. If this story moved your heart the way it moved ours, please like this video, share it with someone who needs to believe in second chances, and subscribe to Kindness Corner Stories, because every day we bring you proof that the world is still full of people worth believing in.